A warm greetings to one and all. Yesterday I have talked about all the things regarding COVID-19, but today I am going to talk about the COVID-19 variants and especially about the triple mutation which was discovered yesterday. On going to the topic, here I am not gonna say what is the definition of variant, because you know what is variant and mutation. If not, you can refer my yesterday's video. But how variant are decided? So it's classified into three categories: variant of interest or variant under investigation, variant of concern, and variant of high consequence. Till date there is no variant of high consequence, so you can be happy for that. So what is variant of interest? A variant of interest is with specific genetic markers that have been associated with changes to receptor binding, reduced neutralization by antibodies generated against previous infection or vaccination, reduced efficiency of treatment, potential diagnostic impact, or predicted increase in transmissibility or decrease or disease severity. While moving to the criteria for selecting the variant of interest, here we can see increased transmissibility, increased morbidity, increased mortality, ability to evade detection by diagnostic tests, decreased susceptibility to antiviral drugs, decreased susceptibility to neutralizing antibodies either therapeutic or in laboratory experiment, ability to evade natural immunity, ability to infect vaccinated individuals, increased risk of particular conditions such as multi-system inflammatory syndrome or long COVID or post-COVID. Because if you have seen my yesterday's video, I have clearly mentioned about the post-COVID issues and what is multi-system inflammatory syndrome in child as well as in adults. Increased affinity for particular demography or clinical groups such as children or immunocompromised individuals. So till date, there are many variants under investigation. So for example, we can see double mutation which is under investigation. Here I have mentioned it like double mutation B1617. The Indian variant is still under the investigation, so it can be called as variant of interest or variant under investigation. So while we are moving on to the next topic, that is variant of concern, here you can see a variant from which there is evidence of an increase in transmissibility or severe disease or increased hospitalization and or death, significant reduction in neutralization by antibodies generated during previous infection or vaccination, reduced effectiveness of treatment or vaccine, or diagnostic detection failure. So what attributes are like apart from the attributes from variant of interest, there are some more attributes like evidence of impact on diagnostic treatment and vaccines, widespread interference with diagnostic test target, evidence of susceptible increased resistance to one or more class of therapies, evidence of significant decreased neutralization by antibodies, and evidence of reduced vaccine induced. Like these categories comes like so far there are three variant of concern. One is like Brazil variant, UK variant, and the South African variant. So all the three, like they are not effective to some vaccine like Pfizer BioNTech or Novavax. They are not effective to some vaccine, and it is easily transmissible from one person to another, and like disease are high. We can find it more common in our society, as well as the death rate among these categories are also high, and it won't react just like the old variant. It won't react with the medicine or the treatment very well. So as I said, like variant of concerns are UK or Ken variant, also known as B117, South African variant, also known as B1351, and the Brazil variant, also known as P1. So while moving on to the variant of high consequence, apart from all those which attributes I have mentioned in variant of interest and variant of concern, there are some attributes like which it is like the impact of medical countermeasures. It's like you can see the collapse of medical system. which means the variant cannot be treated, or the most of the population is being died or something. Demonstrated failure of diagnostic evidence to suggest or significant reduction in vaccine efficiency. Higher number of vaccine breakthrough cases, or very low vaccine induced protection against severe disease. So even so far till date, there is no variant of high consequence. Only variant of concern and variant of interest are right now among us, in our society or in our community. So currently there are no SARS-CoV-2 variant that rise to the level of high consequence. And here I have given one overview regarding what are the variant and where it was originated first, and its transmissibility, antigenicity and everything. You can go through this chart. I'm not gonna explain it much further. And here you can see like the red mark are the variant of concern, and it is like VOC is variant of concern and VUI is variant under investigation. So B117 the UK variant, B1351 South African variant, and the P1 Brazil variant. And here you can see B1617 the Indian variant is still under investigation, and this TBC is like we are not sure where these variants are first origin, like to be recognizable, like where it was first detected. And while moving on to the double mutation was first identified in India, and it is named as B1617. In the double mutation there are presence of two mutant, E484Q and L452R. So what does this E484, sorry, it should be E484Q. Oh, let me correct it. Okay, right now I have rectified it to E484Q. So this E484Q mutation refers to how it gets the name. E comes from the glutamic acid, and which is replaced by glutamine. Q at position 484. India is seeing a significant surge of COVID-19 starting 2021, as you know, caused by the double mutation. This double mutation strain has been named B161, and this E484Q is a key mutation in this strain that enhances AEC inhibitors receptor binding ability and reduce existing antibodies from attaching to this mutated, hence difficult folded spike protein. This E484Q and L452R can be seen in the spike protein. And what is L452R? The name of the mutation comes from whereby leucine is replaced by arginine. So leucine is replaced by arginine at the position 452. So it is given the name L452R. But this L452R could even make the coronavirus resistant to the T cell. This is a class of cell necessary to target and destroy virus infected cells. So once the virus enters our body's immune system, T cell, will kill this new virus which invades our body. But if we have the herd immunity, or if we get vaccinated, or if we had the previous COVID-19, we will be herd immune a bit. If we had the vaccination, we will be immune. So these T cells help in rejecting the invading virus, but this L452R helps in resisting the T cells. And coming to the most recent topic and the most important topic, triple mutation. Triple mutation is E484Q, L452R and P614R. So this as you have seen, E484Q and L452R are there in the double mutation. here, like E484Q and L452R, which is seen in W mutation B1617. So this triple mutation is like there is one more spike protein which is found, that is one more spike protein is found in the double mutation, that is P614R. So all these three spike protein contribute to the triple mutation, and this was found yesterday on April 20th. Mutation virus is associated with large spikes of COVID-19 cases in some countries. It enables virus to become more infectious as well as evade antibodies. The name of the mutation P614R refers to the exchange whereby the proline is replaced by arginine at the position of 614. So India's SARS-CoV-2 Genomic Institute found that other than these two mutations which was found in the double mutation, there is also third significant mutation, and the studies are currently ongoing regarding the third mutation happened. So what we can do to prevent the same old measures: wear a mask and maintain physical distance of at least 1 meter, but I suggest you to maintain a physical distance of at least 6 meters. Keep hands clean, use alcohol based rubs or wash it with water and soap frequently. Get vaccinated. If the vaccine is available for you, don't hesitate. People might be saying, oh, the vaccine is not effective, or the vaccine might have some side effect, or yeah, vaccine might have some side effect, but it's normal. But those side effects are treatable, but we don't know what are the serious consequences once if we get the COVID. So this, even the vaccinated people might get COVID, but the seriousness will be reduced. If an unvaccinated person get COVID and a vaccinated person gets COVID, the seriousness will be high in the person who is not vaccinated, and the seriousness or the consequences will be low, very very low in the person who already got vaccinated. So don't hesitate, take vaccine, eat healthy food, drink warm water, drink water frequently, be hydrated and don't get dehydrated. Don't touch your face, nose, or anywhere in the body after touching any surface. Keep your hands clean and keep the surface clean as well. And if you are a person who had a previous history of COVID, then do, and if you are completely healthy, do blood donation or plasma donation, and don't go out unless or until it's necessary. These are the main things what I have to say. Thank you for your attention. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care.